My eyes opened, and once I was done with that whole chapter, I just, knelt down and said, God, I'm sorry. So during the course of the week, I was studying the Bible, and I came across Romans chapter 14. Paul's episode to the Romans in the Bible, and it exposed me. My eyes opened, and once I was done with that whole chapter, I just knelt down and said, God, I'm sorry. And I also thought in my mind to share with us, because it is something a lot of Christians, a lot of believers struggle with, even in this current day and age. So Romans 14 basically exposes you. It more or less holds up a mirror and shows you who you really are. And a lot of us, like I said, we're still struggling with it today. It basically says, leave people and face your God. All in all, like, mind your business. That was what Romans 14 was basically trying to say. Focus on God, focus on your salvation, and leave people to also run their race. So it was basically saying, like, why are you focusing on another person's life when you have your own race to run, right? Because the truth is, it's very easy to be a holy police. It's very easy. It's very easy for us to start analyzing and judging other people and live our own life, because to us, our lives are, enough. It's okay. It is acceptable. But then we're judging other people and analyzing, and we're like, why is she dressed like that? Why is he eating that? Why is she eating that? Why does she walk like that? Why does she think or speak like that? All of those analysis. Why does she put all those stuff on social media? Why is she putting the camera on her face and stuff like that? So the Bible verse just got through and told me that everyone will give an account of oneself on the judgment day. Not of your neighbor, not of your friend, your best friend, not of your pastor, not of the church member not of your daughter, not even of your sister that you're monitoring every morning. You. So when I was done reading that whole chapter, I paused and I started meditating on it, because let's be honest, a lot of us are comfortable sitting down and judging other people when we have our own lives to live, and we're not even certain of our own standing with God. The part of the Bible that says, let he that thinks he stands take heed lest he falls, right? So basically that's what that part is telling us in the Bible. Yeah, so it was just saying, you that is judging, are you even sure of your own life at the end of the day? Because if salvation is personal, then why do we need to treat it like a group work? Paul was just saying, why do you look down on your brother? Some other versions will say, why do you set not at your brother? In other words, why do you look down on other people, on other Christians, like they are less of you, like they are inferior to you? And like I said, a lot of us do that, even subconsciously. A lot of Christians especially, we tend to look down on our fellow Christians and think that, oh, this way that he's doing this is not right. And you know what's funny? We don't call it judgment. We call it discernment. We don't call it gossip. We call it concern. We don't call it pride. We call it discernment. But deep down within us, it's the same thing. It says, I'm better than you. I'm more correct than you. I am more holy. I'm holier than you are. And Romans 14 is saying, Oga, calm down. God did not put you on earth to be the Holy Spirit assistant or the assistant police to Jesus. Then Paul entered another angle that is very practical, more like dealing with normal human issues this time, where he was talking about food, where some believers think that there are certain foods to eat and there are certain foods not to eat, whereas others eat everything with thanksgiving.